in the way that you have to go about it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go about very specific ways, and this is how you do this when you're on Facebook. This is how you do it when you're on Craigslist. Those are free things. We can talk about the postcards, and then we're going to talk about some more paid advertising to close it off. Okay, so Roger, I'm going to pass this on to you if you would like to walk us through some of the things and some of the successes that people are already having using Facebook and how they're going about it, what you suggest people should be doing over there, and just walk us through the whole thing.
Excellent. Thank you, my friend. I'll take that presenter screen when you get a moment.
I already did.
Thank you. Okay, guys, we're going to talk a little bit about Facebook, and I'll reiterate what Hitesh was saying. You know, if you want to grow your business, you need people to grow your business. So there's various ways to bring people into a business. The luxury we have is a traditional network marketing company or a traditional affiliate program. You're in a hotel meeting, or you're coming home at 5 o'clock at night. And I was reading somebody's post. I was watching something about this company is going to go for it again and do it one more time. And I was like, can you imagine coming home at 5 o'clock at night, going out to a meeting over and over and over and over and hoping people stick? Just an impossible scenario. So these other companies, they try and do it online, but people, if they do bring someone online, they just don't stick. So we have this amazing stickiness and this amazing ability to bring people in online. I think there was maybe 2 house meetings, or I think Jim did a pizza party out in California. I think some of you also have a listing party. Other than that, I haven't seen anything. So kudos to you for refusing to meet your neighbor. Just kidding. So I'm on my wife's Facebook account because she is not a marketer whatsoever, and I didn't want to go over to mine yet, but I want to show you a lot of what not to do by using her account. So when I look at my wife's Facebook account, what you want to do is you got to generate and you got to make connections with people. So if you want to write that down, step 1, you have to make connections with people. To do that, you have to have people interacting with you. So if I look at my wife's friends here, it says she has 286 friends. Okay, you're going to want to have a lot more friends than that, and you're going to want to build this out. So one of the first things you do is you can go into your account every single day. Every single day, you gotta be diligent about this and add on 7 friends. That's the magic number. I find if you add more than that, you can end up in Facebook jail. So you can just go up here, click Add Friends. It's gonna suggest friends to you, and because my wife's married to me, obviously, her friends are Jim Chow, Rodney Burton, Jeremy Colvin, and all these marketers and stuff. And surely your guys' will look a lot different than that. But you have to make a habit. You have to set certain goals each day. And I just showed you 2 clicks of the button how to add 200 prospects each month. Now, do you have to know these folks? Do I have to know who Jeremy Colvin is? No. Do I have to know who Anita Maharam is? No. But you can research them a little bit if you want, or you can just add them on in order. But if I clicked on Jim Chow and I started looking at his wall and stuff like that, I would know he's a marketer. I'd know he has our mindset and everything else, and I can add him as a friend. So if you have a little more time, you can do a little bit of research. If you go over there and you click on someone and you see they have 1 friend and their entire wall is about fighting the government nonstop and just craziness over there, then you might want to skip that 1 friend, okay? But you certainly don't have to connect with marketers in this because DS Domination is so easy. But what I want you to do, step 1, is add on 7 friends a day, okay? And it's just add friend, add friend, add friend, add friend. Okay, I don't want to mess up my wife's account and make her have more than 86 lifetime friends and stuff like that, so I'm not going to add friends there, okay? Now, the first thing that's going to jump out, okay, at somebody that lands on your page. Now you have these friends. I'm going to teach you how to interact with these friends. But the first thing that's going to jump out at people is your cover photo up here, all right? And I want to show you guys a really free, real easy site called PageModo. Go ahead and write that down. PageModo, P-A-G as in guy, E as in Edward, M-O-D-O.com. PageModo.com will teach you how to do a cover page. And it's super easy. It's like step 1, pick a background. Step 2, pick a color. Step 3. And in fact, my DS Domination page, I did right here for free. It's kind of fun. It's kind of cool. And you guys can update your page right here. And this is the first thing that's going to jump out at people. Now, when I say that, you again have to know your audience. If you've never done network marketing, if it's not your thing and stuff like that, your page might want to be some sort of beautiful setting or something like that about some dream place you want to be. You know, some picturesque mountains or stuff like that. If obviously if you're a network marketer and things like that, people have arrows drawing to different things and all this cool stuff and rock and roll type stuff, but you have to know your different audience, what your audience is going to be like, and you know your friends for the most part and what they're into, so you design your cover photo accordingly. Okay, now I'm going to teach you something. I see a lot of walls, and again, this changes around depending on who you are. Okay, like some people, they're in multiple programs. That's awesome. They've done network marketing for a long time. That's awesome. That's awesome. So they can paint their wall with BizOp, what we're doing, stats, numbers, and you see my wall. It's just like stats, killing it, DS domination, rocking, 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 something silly, rocking, 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 rocking. If you're not doing network marketing for a long time and people are used to seeing that in your wall and that's the friends that you have, you're going to want to do this pacing thing that I'm going to show you, okay? And it's 4 steps. I want you to 4 times a day put something on your Facebook wall. The first thing I want you to put up is a question, a provocative question like, what Halloween candy did you steal from your kids last night? Okay? And obviously that's a time-sensitive one. But you could put up there, you know what, I think Cheerios is the best best cereal in the world. What do you guys think? They're going to argue back and forth. This is very light communication. It's non-threatening. It's non-network marketish. They want to come on here and discuss back and forth. I don't know if I spelled Halloween right. Come back and forth and talk about what their favorite candy is and tell their story. Okay? So my wife's count again is pretty weak with only 286 friends, but you know that's a start. You might have more, you might have less. But as people come in here and they start commenting on these posts, I'm going to enter a dialogue. And right here we see Tracy Clausen Kress like this. Now, I've never met her. She's never come to my house. I don't remember my wife ever talking about her. She goes to the University of Carolina at Chapel Hill, which is pretty far away from me. So this isn't a common friend of Heather's. So if you consider this like a spider web, kind of the spider webs just went out, okay? Now, I'm going to talk to you about other posts and stuff like that that you want to include, but I'm going to open a dialogue with Tracy. My wife's going to kill me. And I'm going to open a dialogue, and hopefully we can run one during the webinar. And here's my wife communicating with her. And the last time they talked was November 3rd, 2011. So there you can see my wife doesn't often communicate with this person. So it's a brand new person. This is a lead right now off of what Halloween candy did you steal? Okay, so just talk to the person at first. You forgot to answer the Halloween candy question. A laugh out loud. Boom. Okay. So now she's in this spider web right now of me attempting to recruit her through my wife, who's the worst person in the world at this, but we'll take a shot at it. Okay. Now Tracy's down here typing to me. Now I kind of have there's different approaches in network marketing and affiliate marketing and stuff like that. Mine has always been it's been a long time since I needed to get a $20 bill or $50 bill in my pocket right away. So I was able to pace it out. So I'm going to open this conversation and I'm going to take notes. Now I won't click on it for privacy reasons, but right here, this ratchet right here, or the sprocket, if I open that up, I can see the full chat. So if I have to leave this chat, when I come back and approach this person again, I know where the history, see, she doesn't have kids or something, I don't even know that. So I know the history of the chat and I can pick it right up. So this chat right now, I wouldn't go for the sale. I wouldn't go for the link right now. That's right. What have you been up to? Now me, of course I'll socialize with people, but I'm single-minded most of the time if I'm recruiting or trying to bring people into the business. You can have mine. I'm single-minded when I'm trying to bring people into the business. Like this conversation, it doesn't mean anything to me right now if it's not a close friend. This is all about recruiting, and the point I'm trying to get her to is I'm gonna go for some sort of pain. And we often have the solution for the pain. You know, money isn't everything, but it helps a lot of stuff. So I'm going to go for some sort of pain, and we're going to go back and forth, and it might be over one day, it might be over 2 days, but I'm going to go back and forth with her over a couple days, not like nonstop. I'll have 5, 10 chat windows open at the same time having this conversation, and then I'll come back and visit the conversation, and then over a day or two of little 5-minute conversations, I'll kind of go for it. Now, there's different ways I can go for this, okay? She might come right out and say, oh, I lost my job and I'm really struggling right now. And I can identify her pain right away through that, okay? And then I can say, you know, what if I could help you with that, and go down that road and get the link to the sales page. Usually you won't get that right away. So the way it's teased out of the person is you're going to celebrate something, okay? And what I'll teach you is you're going to want to walk away from this conversation. And when you walk away from this conversation in 5 minutes, you're going to want to be celebrating something, because you have like an image that you're going to be perceived as. When I'm looking at this lady, it's kind of an outdated photo, an outdated background. It looks kind of aged to me, okay? So I'm not envisioning like rock and roll network marketer, something like that. You get a feeling. Now, I don't want to describe my feeling because I don't want to be insulting or anything like that on call, but you get a feeling from the photo. So make sure your photo's updated. The cover photo's a lot better than this, everything else. But you get a feeling for a person. They're going to have a feeling for you. So the more cool I am, the more I have going on in my life, the more she's going to want to be attracted to me, okay? Attraction marketing, right? So if I leave this conversation right now like, hey, I got to hop off. We won the lottery last night. I'm going to pick up the money. It's going to be one thing. You can't lie, okay? Don't get on here and lie and make up stories. I got to run. I'm making $10 million a minute in DS Domination. Don't do that. Don't make that connection right away. Thanks. I'd like to have yours, but I feel like you would end up being an Indian giver. Laugh out loud. So what you want to do with this person is you're going to celebrate and leave this conversation. Now, you might not be going to Europe tomorrow, and you might not be going to get a Ferrari tomorrow, but you can certainly think about one, right? And the way you phrase it, you could put on here, I have to hop off, kind of planning a trip to Europe. You want to go to Europe one day? Yeah, you do. Why not say you want to plan a trip to Europe, end this conversation, and go think about Europe for 30 seconds, okay? And it's like, wow, wow, you're going to Europe, that's awesome. Now, when I come back to this conversation, she's going to be like, tell me about this Europe thing, and I'm going to be provocative, cool guy, cool girl, and I'm not going to go for the close, but I can make a little note to myself, either a notepad or a piece of paper, come back to this Tracy conversation tomorrow. You know me well. Not really. You know me well. Hey.
Should I be offended, by the way, that she said that you would end up being an Indian giver?
Dots, not feathers, or feathers, not dots. I don't know what that means. Hey, have to hop off. Planning a trip to India. Okay, there we go. There you go, Hitesh. People are going to India now. Okay, so that conversation's over. Now I have 5 going across my window right now. And this person's going to be really excited to speak with me. Now, I have her keen interest. I'm gaining her respect. I wouldn't say India usually. I would say Europe or something like that or whatever. And I'm not being dishonest. I could hop on the internet right now, and one day I'd like to go to Europe and research some stuff. How have you been? What? Look, she's all excited about it. Have to tell you. Now, my wife hasn't spoken to this person in 2 years. Have to tell you about it tomorrow. Husband excited to plan. Beep, beep, boop. Okay, so now I have this. I'm the cool person. I'm the cool Heather right now. Wow, cool Heather's going to India. Awesome. Now, the next conversation I'm going to have is going to be going for some sort of pain. And it's not like, don't think of it as like making this woman suffer or let's hope she's suffering or something like that. But everybody's in a financial crisis situation, okay? Talk tomorrow. Everybody's in a financial crisis situation for the most part. So I can come back on here and, you know, I can, how's work going? You still working? I'm working all these hours. I mean, if I see another one, I'll ask the next person how work's going, and you'll see how easy it is. They'll be like, I lost my job, I'm working all these hours, I'm pulling my hair out, because people like to complain, right? And if you have the solution for whatever they're complaining about, even if it's not legitimate, I mean, when's the last time you said, how's work going? A person said, it's going amazing, it's 40 hours, and the coffee's really good. They're not going to say that. They just want to complain, right? So I'll go back to my original post. There's someone Heather hasn't talked to in 2 years, okay? So here she wrote something about Halloween candy, and someone comes in, and now I have a lead. Now, if you were posting on your wall, DS Domination rocks, 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 awesome, 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 nonstop, do you think this person would have came out of the woodworks after 2 years? Maybe, maybe not, but now I have a conversation going, and I can possibly bring this person in, okay? The next thing you want to do for your next post during the day, okay, and don't ram them up really quick, space them out. You want to go over to Google, and on Google, just pick out a cool pick, something that has to do with whatever you guys are into. Let's say you're known for, you're an amazing baseball player or something, all right? World Series pick. So all your buddies are on there, and I'm typing in World Series PIC. All your buddies are on there, and you know, they just love baseball, and you go out and you celebrate with them. You drink beers every week, and I'm trying to bring in different models and stuff like that. And then you can just come on here and click on images, and then just grab an image of the latest World Series pick. I guess Boston won or something like that, and post it up. And let me grab a pic here really quick, just in the interest of time. Okay, so whatever you're into, desktop, Boston sucks. Just kidding. Okay, Boston, and then I'm gonna go back to my. I'm gonna click on a photo. See, now my wife is hopping on here during the webinar, and hey Heather, could you hop off that for a minute, please? See, my wife's in the next. Yeah, I live a normal life. He's an idiot. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to upload a picture here, and I'm going to click on my desktop and go over here and type, and good thing she can't hear what I'm doing with that. I'm going to grab this Boston picture, and I'm going to upload that, and I'm going to go in here and I'm going to say, what did you guys think of the series? Okay. And now they'll know that's not my wife, okay? So that's the second one, and this is the second one during the day. It's just another provocative question. You do one that's really lighthearted. You do one that's kind of provocative, that's current times, okay? In the interest of time, I won't go over and grab one because you never know what's going to come up, but you can Google funny pic, okay? Funny pic, some sort of cartoon. It's really easy. It's really lighthearted. And then you can also, for the fourth one, go out and Google inspirational quote, okay? Inspirational quote. Now you can mix all your own things in on your wall. I mean, if you have kids, you see I like to put pictures of my kids, pictures of your life on the wall, real life events that you have going on. But these are really 4 staples that you want to do every single day. You want to put up a lazy question. What's the best cereal in the world? You want to put up some sort of current event picture, something that just happened, just check the news, all right? You want to put up some sort of funny little antic joke type thing, and then an inspirational quote. And what you're doing here is several different things. You're letting people see a lot of aspects about you because you are picking out the picture, you are picking out the quote that you like, you are picking out the cartoon that you like, you are picking out the funny part you like. And the other part of it is there's something called Gardner's multiple intelligences, where people can see you from different angles based on how you come across. And you might have somebody that's logical, mathematical, and they like the quote you put up there about Albert Einstein, something factual, okay? And then you might have somebody that's not that style, and they like somebody that's artistic, and you put up this beautiful picture in an inspirational quote or something, and they're like the sailboats. All right, so you're reaching multiple platitudes by going like that. All right, so first thing, cover photo. Or sorry, first thing, add 7 friends a day. Next thing, cover photo. Next thing, open up these different editions right here, and go ahead and grab these folks and have conversations. I'm going to give you 3 points on Facebook for these conversations. I'm going to re-say them again. 1, let me grab a word pad here really quick and shut down Facebook for my wife kills me. Okay, 1. Open the conversation. Hey, what up? You know, it can be anything. What up? Doesn't matter what you open the conversation up with. It's just a greeting, right? 2. Talk, converse. All right? Now, mind you, you're going to have 3 or 4 of these going at the same time. 3, talk for 5 minutes. Let them talk. That's one important thing. You don't want to get on there and go, I have kids, I'm rocking, I love it, we've got a new puppy, I'm the best person in the world, I make the best dinner, I'm this. Go back and forth and what are you up to, and listen and listen and listen and listen. Talk, converse. And listen back and forth to these folks, okay? Excuse yourself with something amazing. And no lying here. I'm not promoting lying or anything like that, but excuse yourself with something amazing, even if it's just something little, like, you know, whatever. I'm going out and lying on a blanket and staring at the clouds later. Wow, that's so cool. I'd love to be relaxed like that. Awesome. Gotta go. Bye. Okay, and it's really going to put you in the upper authority light. Okay, and think about your day today. You know, a lot of people went to work, grinded, did dishes, came home, cooked dinner, watching TV. Nothing, not fantastical, right? That's not judging anybody at all. It's just people have a lot of average days. Why do you think people watch the show Survivor or Crocodile Hunter or American Pickers or whatever? They want to see that there's still something out there to engage into. There's still something cool out there, and they're attracted to the nature of this coolness. Look at the guy in Survivor that walked around naked the whole time. Nobody liked that. They just were like, wow, there is somebody interesting out there, okay? Remember in your college days, you might do something like you got into college and freshman year or something, you pretended that you only drank orange soda, or that you had to clean your room all the time, or that you were always studying, or you were a cool guy, whatever you were, there was some faking to that to attract other people to you, okay? And in this day and age, as we get older, we start turning to television and reality TV shows just to make sure there's something cool out there to give us hope that there's something to do down the road, okay? So these folks in these conversations, they don't know it, but they're looking for something to cling to that's not dishes, that's not 9 to 5, that's not driving back and forth to work, okay? Step 5, next day, start convo, go for the pain. That's not a bad thing. I really got to describe this because I don't want you guys to think I'm trying to hurt anybody or anything like that. You want to talk to folks and bring up the conversation. Remember, you're already the cool person that looks at clouds, plan a trip to Europe, plan a trip to India, and now you're a person they're looking up to, and they're going to want to start sharing what's going on. And eventually, it's going to get to money, okay? How's your job going? How's this going? How's the kids going? How's Mike going? How's Bill going? How's Lisa doing? Do. And if you don't know them that well, or you just add them as one of your 7 friends, you're not sure about them, go over and glance at their wall before you open the conversation, okay? And you can do some hints with that. You don't have to go, hey, I see you work at Dunkin' Donuts. That's a bad move, okay? Now, when I go over on this lady's wall here, I can get some information. She studied at the Chapel Hill, something here. She's got a friend. I'm trying to find some pretty lame information. Okay, she likes the coffee company, Rocky River Coffee Company. She's into that Rocky River Coffee Company. Okay, So I can bring up something like during the conversation, I'm frazzled. I had like 25 cups of coffee today. Oh, me too. I love coffee. Oh, you do? Awesome. Where do you get your coffee from? I'm a Starbucks girl. Yeah, I just think they're too expensive. Yeah, you know, in this economy, I'm kind of hurting too. I stopped going there so much because, you know, they cut back my hours. Boom. Sorry about that. Didn't make that loud of a noise. Okay. So you can go research somebody and get some information. Okay. Awesome. Okay, and when you get really good at this, it becomes real easy, all right? And then the final stage is something like, you know, I have a lot of friends that were hurting too, and they started working with X. You can put your upline there, you can put DS there, you can put Roger there, you can put whatever there. This is not throwing up on someone. This is not, at this stage, it's not, hey, go ahead, do DS Domination, and you move product around and you make a lot of money. That's not that. They started working with X, and you know what the question's going to be. What's X? Do you have 5 minutes? Okay? Because if you come out and show them what X is and they're watching it and they haven't committed to the 5 or 10 minutes that it takes, and you say, you know, what is X? What is DS? Well, do you have 10 minutes? Yeah, I have 10 minutes. Okay, I'll show you now. Or they might say, you know what? I'm running out the door. I'll be back later on. Well, if you give them that video without saying, do you have 10 minutes, it'll just sit in their box. And they'll be like, what's this? They'll turn it on, see the fast cars. They're like, whatever. That Heather's a weirdo. And come back to it, okay? So this solidifies that we have 10 minutes, and then the conversation goes from there. They watch it, they like it, or they don't like it. And don't waste your time, because remember, you're going to be approaching at least 200 people a month by adding 7 friends on every single month. You're going to be approaching 200 people a month. You don't have to fight these folks. As you go through and you see the thousands of people celebrating DS Domination, sure enough, there's one jerk that's like, I'm going to do my due diligence and investigate it, and the $20, just whatever. You know, this is against the policies of the European governor. It just happens. Don't even bother. I'll have people private message me. I had one the other day that said, Roger, this is you threw Visalis under the bus and and my friend's texting me this. What do I say? What do you say? You don't say anything. You tell them you're going to India is what you say. All right? You don't even respond. You move on. So it's just sifting and sorting. Don't battle. Don't fight. The video does the job. Boom, you're over the video. Done. Over to you, Atesh. You have anything to add on?
Yes. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and make myself the presenter so you guys can take a look at my screen quick. Now, what basically Roger has walked you guys through is how to have basically common sense personal communication with people, okay? And that's what we're really going to come back to many times as we continue through this process, okay? But let's go back to the beginning. We said the first thing we're going to do is we're going to define the right audience. Okay, now Roger has basically talked to you guys about how to communicate with 99.9% of people that you will come in contact with in the course of your life, okay? At this point, we're not really marketing. At this point, with the stuff that we just went over, this is just regular communication in our life, okay? So let's talk about a little bit more about marketing. Now, all of you know that Roger is the likable guy. He's the one who everybody flocks to, and he knows how to talk really well. So he's good at that. I'm more of a scientific marketer. For me, it's, you know, I mean, right off the start, like I said in Facebook today, you know, I say my name is Hitesh, and people like, that sounds like some Japanese company, and you misspelled it, right? So I don't have the luxury of trying to, you know, let's become friendly and let's, you know, over a period of time get this going, which many of you probably don't have either. A lot of you are saying, okay, I want to start my marketing campaigns. I want to wrap those things up. How do I go about that? So here's what we're going to do. First of all, we're going to define people in 2 general groups. There are people who know about MLMs, or they have an understanding of MLMs, and people who are looking to make money online, and there are people who don't have that understanding, okay? So when we go after people who have that understanding already, the way we market and reach them is different from the way we market and reach the average person, okay? I'm going to start out with how we're going to reach the people who are already in MLMs or things like that, and how you're going to reach them. First of all, you're not going to compete with them by throwing out DS Domination or throwing out whatever you're promoting, okay? You're not going to just go out there and be like, Blog Beast, and not they're going to suddenly join Blog Beast or whatever. Then you're not going to go out there and say DS Domination is awesome, and they're not going to suddenly join DS Domination. You have to have what I like to call a hook. You have to get their attention. You have to make them understand why what you're offering is different or better. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys an example. Let's say that you're contacting, when you're running an ad on Facebook. This is the kind of ad that you might want to run. First of all, what you would do is you would target MLM or network marketing or marketing groups or people who are involved in them with Facebook ads. Okay, and we have some pretty extensive training on that in Market Extreme, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But you're going to target just those people. And your ad might say something like this: major MLM shut down. MLM is not compliant with the CEO model, are being shut down. And then just your link, CEO model compliance test, and your image for the ad could be something that basically looks like this on a yellow background, MLM with this going through it. Now you can imagine what that's going to do. That's going to immediately get an immense amount of attention from people who are already involved in any MLM at all. And what you're going to do is you're going to do something very simple. You're going to link to your cost offset model sales page. Okay, and this is what your URL for that looks like. I'm going to copy paste it here so you guys can see it. This is your sales page for the cost offset model. Okay, so you just put your affiliate ID in here. So if your AID is Hitesh55, you're going to put that. Okay, don't use that. That's just a test account of mine. So when somebody goes on there, they're going to see Kevin's smiling face. As you can see, he's very happy that you're there, and he's going to explain what cost offset model is. This is a very simple and very effective way to, in bulk, contact other people who are in marketing, other people who are MLMers and things like that. The same thing will actually work really well on certain forums. So like marketing forums or MLM related forums, or basically even Craigslist ads. These kind of things work really well because there's sensationalism attached to it. And while Kevin's video is good, I really suggest that some of you make your own videos about it. I've seen some people do really good videos about this yourself, and you do it in the vein of your campaign. Now, as you can see, this kind of an ad is kind of sensationalist. It's going to get people's attention, and what people are going to do is they're going to expect some information about what compliance is and what MLM is being shut down and so on and so forth. And all you have to do is really quickly walk through. You know, recently we have seen a lot of regulations coming down, and some of them are actually really good because this needs to be addressed. And around that is the basic idea of what cost offset is and why customers are really the, you know, the bloodline of any different company. And here is what cost offset model is. Walk them through it and send them off to DS Domination with your link, or to DS Domination's cost offset model video with your link. Very, very simple, and it's very effective, and you'll be able to get a lot of people very interested in that very quickly with that. Okay, so this is how you would target people who are already in MLMs on Facebook. Okay. Similarly, you're going to define people. When people have very little cash to spend, when people have very little income to spend, this is when you would go to, when you're involved already in forums or you're already involved on Facebook and again, Craigslist ads, you would basically do something like giving away my whole thing, my marketing for free, or giving away the entire system for free, stuff like that. And we basically call them micro commitment campaigns. A micro commitment campaign means you're not going to try and get this person to purchase anything at all at this point. You're really basically going to start out by building contact with them. Now, the way you would do that would be different depending on where in Craigslist you're posting. If you're posting in the jobs section, you're going to really have to dress up the whole thing as a job. And you'd have to be very clear. You'd have to say, no cost to start, looking for people for inventory management on with Amazon, eBay, and related subsidiaries. That would be basically what your ad could say. And that ad you're going to post out there with an image, and you're going to link to your page, which will have a simple video on. The video will explain how there is no cost to this, and all you would be, and here's what your job would be. You would basically be managing and moving inventory from one place to another. If this is something you can do, please continue here. You're not going to ask for the name or email. You're not going to ask for anything at that point. They're going to go to the next page. On the next page then, actually, let me write this down here as I'm talking about it. So first page, explain to them that there is no cost and that is for inventory management. And then second page, you're going to explain very briefly that this is how many hours you're expected to put in. This is what the expected compensation is per hour. And then you're going to ask them to continue. And on the third page, you'll explain a little bit more detail, and you'll say, if you're interested, please apply by filling out the form below. And that's where you would get their name and email. Okay. Um, this is basically what we call micro commitment campaigns or micro commitment marketing. We're going to get no commitment here. We're going to get a very tiny bit of commitment here, and then we're going to get a small commitment from them here. Eventually, they will basically, after this, be able to see the whole video about DS domination and understand what that's about. Okay. Now comes the whole idea of where am I going to get all the traffic from for these things. So obviously Facebook ads and Facebook marketing is one way to do that. Craigslist marketing is another way to do that. We have people doing like 100, 200 leads a day just using Craigslist like this, just in the fashion that I described. And actually, I have a sample ad that you guys can look at. Here's actually a sample ad. This is just an image right here, which links to a person's Market Extreme campaign. And then this right here is basically a very quick information, very quick description of what it does. In my opinion, you could even simplify this further, and you could even take away that you will learn our process, and you will learn how to dropship. You could even eliminate all the information about dropshipping from this in the first place and get the interest built up slowly over time with that. Okay. Now, just by the way, guys, we are recording this. So if I said something that you guys had questions about or you didn't understand properly, go ahead and ask the questions. We will answer them, but also we will make a recording of this available to you, so you can just try and decipher what I'm saying by repeating it like 7 times over and put it through a de-accentizer filter or something. So with that said, now let's quickly discuss how you can tie this in with Facebook and what kind of things you should post on Facebook once you have this thing going. The very simple things that you could post are things like this, which is your results. Okay, woohoo, just sold something on eBay with the DSC platform. Very simple, very straightforward. It'll bring people instead who will contact you. Asking questions, like kind of like Roger was saying, but you could say, for example, which of these two grills is better for X? Any opinions before I post one or both for sale? And you would just put a picture of 2 grills on there and let people give you information about it. And inadvertently, people are going to ask you, what do you mean for sale? And you can just very quickly explain over there, yeah, I'm dropshipping using DS Domination platform, give a link to them. Okay, very straightforward thing for that. Now, the final thing that I want to touch upon is the postcards, okay, because these are doing really well for people right now. And they're very, very scalable, and anybody can take these and do really well with them. Okay, what postcards basically are is, and we call them postcards, but they're really different mailers that you can send out and different flyers that you can send out. So let me show you guys a couple of these really quick, okay? Here is actually Facebook, and we have, let me find Kenya's post. Okay, I'm just scrolling to that now. We should have it. Here you go. So here's an example of a postcard. You basically can get this printed and you can mail this out in bulk. And this link over here would instead just be your link. Okay, it would just be a link that would be your DS Domination link or the link to your page that you put up. Or you can use a flyer like this and you can actually hand it out like a flyer. Okay, now I'm going to show you guys something very simple. You can go to a site called Fiverr.com, which many of you should be familiar with. And Fiverr is a place where you can get people to do stuff for you for basically $5. And people will do insane amounts of things and insane type of things for $5. And what you're going to do here is just type in flyers, and you will find all these people who will be able to design flyers for you if you want, but you're going to find things like this. I will pass out flyers in Times Square. I will post 30 flyers at University of Texas, University of Florida. These are the ones you want to go for. People saying, I will post the flyers at my university. You're going to do the exact same thing. Your flyer is going to say something like, looking for inventory managers for Amazon, eBay, Walmart, and similar subsidiary companies. And then you're going to say right below that, you're going to give your URL or your phone number below that as well. And you're going to say minimum commitment. And this is very important when you're talking with students, because this is going to be really going out to many students out there. You're going to say something like minimum commitment of 2 hours a day or something like that. And that will let people know that this is more legitimate than they think. Okay, and then you're going to say, please apply at, and apply is very important. You don't want to say get more information at or learn more at. You want to say, please apply at, and give them your URL. People will go to that URL, and they will basically get the whole information about what the DS Domination platform is about. And this is when you can tie in your cash or offers and say there is no cost to this if you're willing to go through some CPA offers at first. Okay, I've actually run these campaigns myself. They do extremely well as long as you make sure that they are hitting the right target audience, and as long as your flyers actually look good. I'm actually going to show you guys one more example of a flyer. This is a flyer that I had designed. I actually made this one by myself, and I actually gave this to one of the people in DS Domination, and this was given to him more to post in very popular places where other MLM companies have their conferences, or there are people who are involved in MLM companies that meet at a certain coffee shop that you know of, or at a certain place in your local area. You can place a flyer like this out there, and this has a very strong effect as well. It gets all the people that you already know are involved in those industries to come over and look at what cost offset model is about. Most of those people are not succeeding in the company they're in any way. And even if they don't pursue this as another opportunity, they're going to at least join and start using DS Domination for the eBay to Amazon dropshipping. Okay, so here is a flyer example that you can use to go out there and get people who are currently involved in their MLMs. Like the example I gave earlier on Facebook, here is an example of an ad that you could put out there in Facebook that will get attention from other people who are involved in MLMs. When it comes to people who are not involved in MLMs, like students, for example, then you want to get a different type of flyer. I'm going to write that out here very quickly. Here is an example of one of those flyers that you could use. In my experience, the flyers that have worked better for me even than this is really good for bulk mailing, to go ahead and mail out 10,000 copies of this, because you're going to get some good results from that. But when you're targeting students, for example, what I found is these are the basic points you want to hit. Point number one you want to hit is inventory managers. Okay, it makes it sound very respectable, like a real thing. You don't want to say join my downline or something to that effect. Then you want to say limited number of people, and you can actually give an actual number here, like for example looking for 25 students or 25 people or 25 applicants. Okay, so X number of people. Then you want to talk about where they can apply here, phone number or URL. Okay, and you want to use the logos of the major companies like eBay, Amazon logos, okay, on the flyer. It's going to get people to immediately assume that this is very much a legitimate thing, and as obviously it is. And then you're going to talk about minimum X hours per day or per week required. Okay, and this again makes it look very much legitimate and very real, and it'll get a lot of people interested in that. Okay, so those are the type of flyers you want to use in bulk marketing or in universities and things like that. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, and where is the cost offset video with Kevin? Okay, I'm going to give you guys a link for that again. But okay, so far everybody understands that the methods of Facebook, Craigslist, and Postcards are scalable bulk marketing methods that any one of you can do. These are not really limited to marketers. These are not really things about, oh, if you're a good marketer, you'll be able to do this. Okay? And somebody made a very good point that tear-offs do really well with this. Now, here's what a tear-off is. It's basically a flyer. It looks like this, if you're not familiar with it. It's a flyer like this, but this bottom part basically has these little strips that can be torn off, and these will have written on them the phone number and the URL. Okay, so right here would be the phone number and the URL that you can visit for this information. And this works really good in universities and busy places like that, because people can't grab the whole flyer, but they will grab off the lower little strip off, so they can later go home and get on the internet and get information about it and so on. I have had 2 people try QR codes as well, and both of them reported very abysmal results with it. Okay, so I would not suggest using QR codes a lot. And if you don't know about QR codes, just ignore that. Okay. Let me address some of the questions quick, and then we will move on to one more section. Okay. Okay, so
real
Clayton,
quick, Hitesh, I just want to come out. These flyers here that tear off,
Uh-huh.
So can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay,
Can
so
hear
these
you. Go ahead.
flyers, guys, are these flyers are insanely powerful. I use these to build my first network marketing company in my local area at 3 places, and then I expanded that out and went to every hotel that was around, and I started placing these flyers out there because people would go to hotels, and what do? They've got a night to sit in their room and do nothing, right? Maybe they're waiting for a layover or something like that. If you put these flyers in those hotels, right at the front desk, ask the lady at the front desk, they'll usually let you do it. You'll see business cards there and stuff like that. You can do really well with these. So I'm going to make one of these flyers. We're going to put it in the back office, and we're going to have that so you guys can just download it. Just want to step
Yep.
in right now.
And okay, and Don just made a good point. Let me address this one. They have to have a university stamp on the flyers. Now, that really does depend on the university that you're talking about, because I remember in the university I went to, University of Northern Iowa, you could put these up, no problem at all. I had other universities you could put this kind of stuff on, and there were no issues with that either. And I'm sure there are some universities where they'll say, hey, you have to have some kind of information, or you have to have some kind of a stamp from the university for it. Now, um, let me go ahead a little bit more with this and explain something else that you can do. One of the best things you can do is, once you get a few people from here, from universities and so on, all you do is you teach them to do the exact same thing. Okay. Now, don't do it immediately. Make sure that you have them using the Amazon to eBay posting. Make sure that they're getting some results with Pro or Elite, and then definitely turn them towards doing this on their thing as well, to do this in the university themselves too. Okay. Definitely recommend teaching them to do this stuff, because they're very excited about it, they're very good at it, and they'll do very, very well with this. So Susie wants to know, what is a QR code? I would first of all like to say, if you don't know what a QR code is, don't bother with it, because they are one of those industries that's just that came in and went away like a dinosaur, and we don't even know what happened. Okay. But basically, QR codes are things that you can scan with a smartphone, and then you can program it to do different things. Like it'll take them to your Twitter account, or it'll take them to a website or whatever. Really worthless. It's really not worth pursuing at this point. I've tried it many times, and there's no good marketing results that I've ever received with it. In part because majority of the people don't even know that they're supposed to scan them. So just ignore that for now. Okay. All right. Now, I'm going to talk really quickly about really bulk marketing completely online, which is done with solo ads. For example, I've had a lot of people ask me about solo ads. What about solo ads? What about solo ads? Everybody has heard about solo ads, and I'm actually going to teach you guys a couple of things about it, which are somewhat different from what other people say. Okay. What solo ads are, or solos, are basically people who have email marketing lists. Okay, so I have an email marketing list, and somebody comes to me and says, hey, I'll pay you $2,000 to send an email out to your list and promote my link or promote my ad in that email. Now, I don't do that, and majority of the people who have really good lists and buyers on them never do that either. Okay, so right off the bat, it should tell you that people who are going to be selling solo ads are usually the type of people who can only make money by selling solo ads to the list. So most of the solo ad lists, the quality is somewhat low. Okay, now because the quality is already low, another mistake that most people make is that they try to write really provocative, high-click emails. Okay, so they'll write something like 48 per hour 100% free, and they'll say like stuff like that in the email. Okay, or they'll say something like, they'll have a super short email. They'll say this is completely free, and it will make you blah 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 dollars. Okay, it'll make you X dollars, get it here. Okay, and then they'll give the link to their offer. In my experience, this is not what you want to do, because majority of the people who are going to sell solo ads are going to sell you packages of clicks. They're going to say, we'll get this many clicks for you for your ad. So you'll go out and you will buy, let's say for $400, 1,000 clicks. Okay. Now, a lot of people will go out there, and if you want to think about it, it's pretty much common sense. If you want to get these 1,000 clicks, should you really be targeting ads like this? Because guess what? You'll get a lot of clicks, but you're not going to get a lot of good results. So instead, what I always do with solo ads is I try to write a little longer emails, much more which has some qualifications in it, And I'm going to try and squeeze the best 1,000 people out using that instead of trying to just get 1,000 people to my page. Okay, so instead, my ad would be something different. It would be something like, let's say I was sending out to somebody who had an MLM list, then it would be something like, failed with XYZ, like Empower Network or some popular company. Okay, and then I would have basically a paragraph describing the most common reason somebody would fail. Okay, so let's say about 3 sentences explaining why people fail, and then I would have another couple of lines qualifying. If you are different and willing to put in the time with something legitimate, then check out this link. Now what that's going to do is it's going to drastically reduce the number of clicks I would get on average, but it's going to drastically boost the type of people who'll be clicking on them. So when you're paying for clicks, always use longer emails. Now if you go to somebody who has a good list and they say, I only send out an ad, it's not per click or things like that, and you're going to pay a fixed cost, then use a high click email instead. Okay, so does that make sense to you guys? Do you understand when you should use what kind of email?
Absolutely.
Okay, we don't really worry about Roger understanding things, but okay. Okay, should I use Facebook pages? Yes, you can use Facebook pages, but I will tell you that Facebook pages have been kind of recently blown out of proportion. Here is an example to you guys. You can use this exact same ad in Facebook, but instead of linking to a URL, you would basically link it to a fan page, okay, that you have created in Facebook. And that fan page would be talking about the compliance issues recently and what cost offset model is and how that works, okay? And what that'll do is when somebody clicks on your ad, they'll have the ability to like the fan page. Now you can communicate with them within Facebook. I don't like doing that. Okay, I found that usually that opens up opportunities for other people to come in and market to the same people and things like that. I try to get people as quickly as I can to my own model, to my own site or somewhere else where I can contact them. That's not to say that people don't do really good things with it. People can make a lot of money just using fan pages. But I have found that I like to get them off of Facebook if I can. I want to change their mindset. When they're on Facebook, there are too many distractions. Facebook's aim is to keep them busy looking at 5,000 other things. My aim is to get them to look at just one thing. So that's what I try to do. But this will work very well with a fan page if you are a type of person who can keep engaged with people as well. Okay, so that option is entirely up to you. Okay, in previous methods, I would create a survey asking 10 questions to pre-qualify them. Okay, now that's a very important thing. So Nigel has basically done this where he basically asks 10 questions or he surveys people beforehand. Should you survey people? This is a very classical thing. You should quiz them if they're already on your list, but if they're not on your list, don't go beyond like 2 to 3 questions max. Okay, you go beyond that and you start losing people's interest. How many of you, if I asked you right now, how many of you would fill out a 10-question survey versus how many of you would fill out a 2-question survey? Vast majority of you would do the 2, but a much lower percentage would do 10. So what you want to do is usually start out, ask them a couple questions, and then do the opt-in. Okay, so as you're moving them in this path, your first question can be something like, are you familiar with Amazon and eBay? Yes. 2, are you able to devote 1.5 hours or 90 minutes a day towards analyzing products on Amazon.com? Yes. Please finish your application by entering your information here. Instead, if you continue asking too many questions, by the end, they're going to lose interest and you will lose marketing dollars. Okay? But once they fill out this question, then you can continue. Then ask them another question. Thank you for your application. We will get back to you. Please continue to filling out the remaining questions. That would be the process that you would want to continue down if you want to get people to really be pre-qualified and understand the whole thing. But at the same time, you don't want to lose them. At this stage, definitely try to get their information so you can continue with them later. Okay, so that's just my experience from having done this quite a few times. Okay, Roger, were you going to say something? You cleared your throat like you were going to say something.
Yeah, I'd love to hop in here. What I'd like to do is go back and revisit something on my screen just for a second. And while I do that, if you could queue up just a couple differentials between this basic training and maybe some of the stuff that's in
well, actually, I'm going to show them something about Extreme. So because
okay.
A lot of people who are affiliates are also in Extreme, so I want to actually show them how they could tie this in pretty easily.
Okay, cool. You guys all looking at a pretty car on the screen here right now? Can you guys see that? Awesome, awesome, awesome. I can't. I'm not caught down the questions, and I'm not scrolled down far enough. So, Hitesh, can they see that? Can you see it okay?
Yes. People say yes.
Okay, awesome. So you're looking at a Porsche, okay, just a used one, $58,000. Now, I want to talk to you guys really quickly about mindset, because there's a lot coming at you, and I've done a lot of webinars, and people get excited and they see an opportunity, and then they leave the room and they'll see a television set or get distracted, or life will kick in, right? And when life kicks in, you go back to the mundane. But if you can change your habit, if you could change a little thing, you can certainly be incredibly victorious. So if we were on the stage of The Price is Right, and whoever the new announcer is comes out and says, a new car, and everybody's freaking out, it means something, right? Or if we gave away a new car right now in DS Domination, it would be an incredible, incredible story, okay? But here's how you can get this car absolutely for free. I mean, if I should get a free car, you'd be like, wow, you'd be going crazy. But here's the massive effort that you have to put forth to get this car for free. It's incredibly simple, and here it is here. I was talking about adding 7 people a day to Facebook earlier, and if you had 7 people a day times 30 days, it's basically 210 a month. Obviously, it's exactly 210. So we'll say 200 people you add. And even if you had a 10% conversion, which is, believe me, incredibly low at a $19.95 buy-in with the word eBay involved with it, which are the techniques I showed you at the beginning of this, that would be 20 people a month that you would bring into the business. The minimum would be 800. It would be well beyond 800, I'm sure our numbers show, per month that you would make from enrolling 20 people into your business. Now, I took a look at that car and just did a little financing on it. It actually comes to $829.71. So, you know, when you hear like, wow, he drives a Porsche, or that doctor drives a Porsche, or look at that Porsche, I'd like to own a Porsche, it's my dream to own a Porsche. But you go out and you work 40 hours a week or 60 hours a week, and you grind, and you come home, and you're not getting towards that Porsche, you're not getting towards that dream. Well, here's a way to do 30 minutes a day on Facebook, or an hour a day on Facebook, or 30 hours a month versus your 40-hour-a-week job to easily attain the payment for a Porsche. Okay, and we've heard this quite a bit. You know, the housing crisis could have been averted if we could make the average household $300 or $400 extra a month. There's twice that from going on to Facebook. I mean, people are trying to fix the economy and all this stuff, trying to get jobs. Jobs are up, jobs are down, mess. All you have to do to fix yourself or make extra income is hop on Facebook and use that one tactic, 30 minutes a day, and then all of the other stuff that's in there, and there's so much here. But the point of all this is you have to. We talk about this after the call. We talk about this at 3 o'clock in the morning. The only thing missing is action. Now, there's people out there, man, Facebook just banging away, killing it, making incredible money. But if you're new to affiliate marketing, or you're just getting going, or you're tired or whatever, nothing's going to change unless you take that action. And that is absolutely all that's stopping you now. Forgive yourself for not going to the hotel meeting after you're exhausted after work, or going and pulling on your neighbor, or making your list and calling the plumber on a 3-way. You're forgiven, believe me. You shouldn't have been able to do that. Okay, that was hard. But this, it's just action. So I just want to make that point, and how easy this is, and what the money really is, and what it really means to just do a little bit of work and start making incredible income. Back to you, Tish.
Thank you very much. Okay. So guys, while Roger was talking about that, I was also preparing some action steps for all of you, because we're talking about so much stuff. It can kind of get mulled up, and some of you will be like, yeah, I picked up a couple nuggets, but I want to really lay it out in a very practical form what you guys need to do, okay? Here are your first 4 action steps so far. First, add friends and contact them on Facebook, okay? Share your results and post questions on Facebook. Make at least 1 post a day on Craigslist, okay? And if you're concerned about, I don't quite understand how to do the posting on Craigslist or where to go for the posting on Craigslist, go to Market Extreme Pack, go to training, and there's a whole bunch of training in here, but especially there's a whole training library that talks about specifically Facebook PPC and stuff, YouTube marketing, Craigslist marketing. It talks about all of that stuff. Okay, and we actually have some Facebook training, Facebook PPC training that was originally created for another MLM company, but we kept it in there because you can use that and very easily modify that for whatever you want. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. If you don't know about how to post on Craigslist and stuff like that, go to Market Extreme, go through the training. Okay, there's really good stuff there. Do that, and then edit the flyers. We've shown you a couple of flyers. We've given you some ideas for flyers. Get your flyers. Create your own version. They can be very simple. They do not need to be high-end. Do not find somebody who is really graphically talented to create something awesome for you. It can be actually very simple as long as it hits the points that I made right here, okay? These are the points for a good flyer. As long as you say that, it'll do well. And go ahead and get it posted in at least 5 universities. Now, these 4 action steps combined will cost you a total of $25 if you use Fiverr for doing this part, okay? That's it. Before this, it's not going to cost you anything. And if you decide to hand out the flyers yourself or post them yourself because you're in a university or you live next to one or something, it's not going to cost you anything at all, okay? So up until this point, there is nothing about paid marketing in here. Now, let's talk about some paid marketing stuff in other action steps, okay? Start a bulk mailing campaign for the flyers. Once you see that the flyers are working well for you, start a bulk mailing campaign, okay? And then start Facebook PPC ads. Now, I want to include a couple of notes because I also saw a few questions about this. Somebody said, well, can you teach us how to target non-MLM people on Facebook with PPC ads? First of all, let me tell you straight up, your whole aim when you start out Facebook advertising is to try and advertise to the fewest number of people possible. Okay, not to the most number of people possible, because that's going to cost you money. You want to figure out the ideal people that you want to speak with, that ideal people who will be the most responsive to what you're posting, and you want to only reach those people. So we don't want to create campaigns that target 8.5 million people on Facebook. We want to create individual campaigns that target maybe a group of 10,000, 15,000 people, at most 30 to 40,000 in a group, and you're going to match their specific things that they're looking for, the specific interest they've already shown. Let's say somebody is in groups with Visalis or somebody's in groups with other companies like that. You have to be very careful that these are the people who have already shown interest in things like this, and that's where you're going to post. Now, if you instead go ahead and start running PPC ads talking about make money online all over the place, first of all, Facebook is going to ban you so fast, or it's going to take your ads down so fast you won't even believe that it happened. Second, a lot of people are going to complain about it. Okay, that's one of the reasons why Facebook takes it down so fast. And third, you're not going to get any results even if the first two don't happen. You're not going to get results because the majority of the people are not on Facebook to make money. They're on there to chit-chat about stuff and to just, I don't know what people do on Facebook, but that's what people do on Facebook. They're not there necessarily to make money. So you want to, when you're doing PPC ads, when you're paying for it, and you have no personal connection to these people, you want to target the smallest number of people possible, okay? Target small groups, not massive groups. Same goes with any kind of paid advertising. When you are paying for getting people's attention, try to get the attention of the right people, not the most people. You don't necessarily want to go and put an ad for DS Domination up on the Times Square. It's going to cost you a lot of money for a lot of people and a lot of eyeballs that have no interest in that and will never respond to it. But you do want to pay for a DS Domination ad to be inserted into a video about a network marketing company. You do want to do, for example, on YouTube, you can do some advertising on YouTube where people who are watching videos from other companies or people who are watching videos about marketing in general or lead generation in general, you can have your ad pop up on top, an overlay ad in there that basically says MLMs failing because of lack of compliance. Okay, check out CEO model, stuff like that. To give you guys an example, let's say that you find some controversial people out there who make videos about things that are going on in the MLM industry. You could target them with ads like that. Same way, you could find products, very popular products or very popular advertisements. There was, for example, an advertisement about this shaving blade company. You could do an overlay ad for them. You'd say, looking for inventory managers of whatever that product name is on eBay and Amazon, and you would get a lot more interest from that. Okay, so I'm just throwing out ideas for you guys because this is just what I do. This is how my brain works. I'm giving you guys ideas on things that you could do with that. Same thing when it comes to solo advertising. When you do solo ads, you want to write your ads in a way that's going to get the right people's attention, not just 1,000 clicks for you. Okay, so do you guys understand these things? Do you understand these action steps? These action steps are entirely free for you guys to get going with. Now, if there are more of you who are like, I want to really ramp this up, I want to do a lot more with Craigslist and things like that, then we can definitely help you with those things as well. Like I said, definitely go into Market Extreme and go through all the training. Okay, there's a bunch more training in here. Most of the companies would be taking this training and they break it up into 15 products and sell it for different price points. And I just think that you guys should take your time to go through this and understand the whole thing properly. Okay. Now, there's a couple notes that I made here that maybe you guys noticed. When you're targeting people and you're setting up campaigns, you will find, for example, right here in this ad that I showed you an example of, you'll see that this person, and I actually don't know who this is, and I wish that I did, this person is actually linking to a Market Extreme campaign, okay? And you'll see that they're linking to this Market Extreme campaign from eBay, so they're actually getting leads from doing this Craigslist marketing. So I said eBay, I think I meant Craigslist. They're linking to their Market Extreme campaign from here. You can do the exact same thing with basically any page that you create. Okay, you can go in here. So if you don't know how to create opt-in pages and you don't want to learn how to create opt-in pages and you don't want to follow up with all these people manually and do things like that yourself, all you need to do is go into Market Extreme. Okay, select Aweber or GetResponse if you want to collect leads. Put in your Aweber list name. Let's say your Aweber list name is my DSD MX list. Okay, you're going to put a redirect URL here. Now, this redirect URL can be, for example, let's say we're running a campaign for people who are already in MLMs. So you want to send them to the page where Kevin talks about the cost offset model. Okay, then what you're going to do is you're going to send them to this page. Okay, right here, we're going to send them to the cost offset model page where Kevin is going to be talking about the cost offset model and how that works. So that would be my redirect URL. If instead I'm doing a massive campaign in general and I'm just trying to send people to my standard affiliate page, then you would send them directly to /sp/pro, which is your standard affiliate link. I would send them to this one. Okay, so this is just a matter of where you're advertising and who you're advertising to, and this will automatically send these people over to the right page after they've opted in. Now you have them on a list, so you guys will be able to follow up with them and get stuff going with them however you want. Okay, does that make sense, or is that confusing to you guys? If it's confusing to you guys, I'll try and explain it with a doodle, and usually that explains things a lot better. Catherine, Market Extreme is a one-time cost of $199. Okay, so we have 2 votes for confusing. Let's see, Kevin or Roger, do you guys want to try and explain this while I doodle? Actually, you know what? I'll just go ahead and doodle. Let's doodle. Okay, here's what's happening. So you have a page generated by Market Extreme. Okay, Market Extreme opt-in pages, and you have the option to send people wherever you want after they opt in. So when somebody joins, when somebody opts in, puts their name and email in here, they're going to go on your list, which can be done with Aweber or GetResponse. Okay. Now at the same time, they're also going to go on a DST follow-up, okay, where we will send emails and follow up with these people as well on your behalf. Now, depending on the traffic that you're going to send to this page, you also want to figure out where you're going to send them after they opt in. Okay, so after they opt in, here is your traffic. And then now you determine where you're going to send these guys. So let's say this traffic is basically MLM traffic. These are people who are coming in from the MLM side of things. So you're going to send them to the cost offset model video, okay? Because they're going to be that's going to be much more appealing, okay? Bulk traffic or the regular traffic or everybody else in the world, you're going to send them to the standard sales video, okay? Now, what about pre-qualified people, okay? Pre-qualified people or other people in other MLMs or people who are coming from your Facebook things and so far, okay? Those people who you have some personal contact with, you don't want them to see something hypey, right? So you want to send them to the webinar replay page instead. And this is why Market Extreme has these options for you. So you guys can determine what kind of traffic you're getting, what they should see in the end, and where they should go on your list. Okay, same thing now. Let's say that you're doing, you did an ad, let's say on Craigslist, which was just talking about, we're looking for people who will be working with inventory management and stuff. That's your bulk traffic. You can send them to a standard page, for example. But if your ad said something to the effect of it's no cost or you know, apply here or something like that, you can create your own custom page. Okay, so you can have a custom page, okay, just on your own domain name, custom page where you talk about things in your own words. Okay, and you can use that too. You can send traffic from whatever you are doing to your own custom page. You don't have to send them all within DS Domination right away either. Okay, so all of these are options for you, and there are two things that are happening at the same time. One, they're receiving further marketing material, and at the same time they're receiving follow-up from us. Now you guys can also build your list at the same time. So all you have to do is select Aweber or GetResponse and start building your list at the same time, and these are people that you can follow up with yourself. Okay, let me go ahead and put this URL again, because everybody wants to know what is the COM video URL. I'm going to put this in the chat box so everybody gets it. And I'm going to put AID equals X. So everybody should now have received a chat from me with the cost offset model video. Okay, and here is the link again for that. Okay. All right, what else? Okay, does this whole thing make sense to you guys? Does this now make sense why you should use opt-in pages and how you can follow up with these people and how you get a lot more sales because there are follow-ups going on and so on? Carol, as of right now, we don't plan on integrating with SendReach because SendReach has become very, very strict recently, and we have only maybe 3 people who are using SendReach. Okay, do we have to get Aweber? No, okay, here's the thing. This is your option, okay? This is entirely your option. I suggest that you guys should do that, okay? I suggest that you guys use this to build your own list. But if you have no money and you don't want to use Aweber or GetResponse and you don't want to follow with people, you don't want to build your own list, we will do that on your behalf as well. And maybe down the road when you're ready for it, you can actually grab your leads from down here as well. Okay, so we do record all your leads for you right here, and you can just grab those leads from over here down the road as well. Okay, I have a different autoresponder. Those two, Vincent, if we get enough people asking for other autoresponders, we integrate them. But right now we integrate with Aweber and GetResponse. But if your autoresponder allows you to, you can basically import these people in manually. Okay. Do you offer training for Market Extreme? Yes, actually, there's a whole giant thing called training. So if you guys just go there, there's all of the training that covers not only the stuff that I just covered, but it actually also covers a lot more things in a lot more detail. Okay. Okay. Do you guys drive the traffic or do I drive the? Okay. It is entirely up to you. Again, the whole beauty of the Market Extreme point of this whole system is that there's complete flexibility for you. Okay. So if you go to the Activate lead gen, you can create campaigns that you can drive traffic to yourself. Okay. So you guys will be able to drive traffic. Like I showed you, all of these different types of traffic that you can send. Now, on top of that, you can actually go in here and you can go to Get Leads and you can create a page and you can say, hey, I want to generate, 20 leads. And we will then generate those leads on your behalf. Okay. So in that case, we will drive the traffic and we will make sure that there's at least enough of those converting so that you get those leads. And you guys can run this if you want. If you don't know how to drive traffic or you don't want to, okay? I'm sorry, I just lost my place in the question, so I'm going to go through them again quick. What is the cost per lead? Okay, your cost per lead depends entirely on your marketing. Okay, if you're generating traffic for free, then your cost for leads is free. But if you're generating traffic you're spending $1,000 to generate 100 leads, then you're spending $10 per leads. Usually something like $2 to $3 per lead is what most people work out to at the end of the day after they actually look at everything else. Okay. Okay. Where can we find the best reputable solo ad vendors? Okay. If you guys want to learn everything about solo ads and where to get good solo ads and things like that, then go to this Access Networking Insight training and you'll find all of that stuff in there. Okay. That's basically everything from Kevin in there in all of its details. And actually, if Kevin is here, he can maybe talk about it a little bit more. Okay, I think he's self-muted. Let me answer a few more questions.
Right. Marketing Extreme, guys, if you're looking at solo ads or any of the marketing advertising that we've talked to about today, it's all in Marketing Extreme. If you were to scroll down and go to that training in there, there's solo ads in there, there's Facebook pay-per-click, there's YouTube pay-per-click, which no one has done a training on except for us. Hitesh talked about it. We have a full-blown training on it. We've got Craigslist. We've got all that stuff inside of Marketing Extreme, and it goes into detail about lead generation, why you need it, the sales process, sales funnel. So just tons of stuff in there, guys. We used to sell that as a standalone thing, and we should, in all rights, it should be, we should charge a lot for that, but we want you guys to be really successful. So pretty much all the marketing strategies, you can just get right in there. And there's lists of vendors, lists of people that you can contact about solo ads, and there's case studies. So basically, I ran a solo ad with this person. These are the results that I got. I put an ad up here. This is the results that we got. It's all case study style training. So you guys will love it.
Yep. Okay. I'm sorry. I was listening to Kevin, but at the same time I was reading some questions. So Kevin, can you just explain one part really quick to everybody about where to go and find everything that you covered about Craigslist in detail?
Sure. If you scroll down, can you click on that? Click here to access Networking Insight. We've got, if you see on the right-hand side, the free leads on Craigslist, there's a Craigslist training right there. This is 20 leads a day generated on Craigslist. Very, very harmless marketing. So it was really cool. It was actually, we had a guest speaker come out and teach this, but you also have access to Roger's training, and that, guys, let me log back in. We have access to Roger's Craigslist training, a full-blown Craigslist training where he goes over pictures and everything. And I believe that is right there in the affiliate area. If not, we'll get it back up in there. But you can see in that back office there, guys, if you go over, you see where it says over my shoulder results, Tesh?
Yep.
Click
The
on
ad
that
vault.
ad vault right there. This right here, guys, if you look, is a lot of the solo ad stuff where I'd run an ad and I'd post how much the leads cost and how much money it made me. And actually, one of the results in there was with Hitesh. So pretty cool. That second one right there. Stop right there. Where that one right there. That's actually Hitesh when I bought a solo ad with Hitesh. But of course, you can't buy a solo ad with Hitesh anymore. But I show you the process that I went through to find Hitesh and other marketers that would run solo ads, because he doesn't do solo ads anymore. But when he was kind enough to do them for me, it was amazing, and you get to see all those results. So this is all case study style stuff back here, and it's actually about a good solid year of my life that I put into this. And if you scroll up on that screen, you know what? I'll just show you guys what's back here because it's really going to help you. Scroll up and go back to the navigation page, please. You see where it says 5,000 lead blueprint? Click on that for me, that banner. If you guys go back in here, this is 21 days of me generating 5,000 leads in a way that anyone else can do. There are ways that we generate leads that not everyone can do. That's why we're the best out there that there is, because people can't typically generate leads like we can. So I did 21 days worth of generating leads that anybody could literally copy, paste, and follow what we do. This is just one of the courses inside of Networking Insight. All right, and it went through everything: banner advertisements, Facebook advertisements, solo advertisements, pretty much everything. 21 days of literally, I got on the computer and went over what I did that day to generate leads and grow a business, track, get profits, all that stuff. So pretty cool stuff. If you guys don't have marketing, if you're going, man, I don't really know how to market, there's two options for you. One, inside of Marketing Stream, and all you can do is go buy leads. You can just go buy leads and we will supply those leads. Or two, you can go learn this stuff. I recommend you do both. I recommend you take a little bit of your budget, maybe 20-30% of what you make with DS as an affiliate, and you roll that back into leads, because it's going to exponentially just compound on itself. You're going to make a lot more money. But I also recommend that you take control of your lead generation and learn the networking stuff. Now, it took me years and years and years to learn all that stuff, and I compressed it and put it in a program for you back there in Market Extreme. So learn that stuff by all means. Go out there and learn it. But also buy leads from what we're doing. We already have leads coming in. People are making money with those lead packs. Go buy some leads with Marketing Extreme, but also learn this stuff. So do both. Make it a two-pronged approach, because seriously, I don't know how long it took Hitesh. I think he was profitable when he was born. He put up his first ad and made money, but it took me a little while to get there.
No, I didn't. I was born in India. I didn't have internet.
That's right. That's right. I apologize.
I didn't have
Yes,
internet.
no internet. But he probably did some offline marketing and it was successful. So some people just, they can walk in any market, see what's going on, and run with it. And some people like me, it takes a little while to get up to that point. Now I can do that, but I couldn't always do that. And you'll be able to do that. But if you can't do that right now, learn it while you're also getting leads from us. If that's your aim, if part of your aim is that walkaway income, then grow this as an affiliate, get Market Extreme, and start getting leads. Start using the system, and then start getting training and learn. So it's all back there for you guys. And you know, watching the train tonight and being on here tonight, and this is awesome. There were so many things thrown out there, and what we're going to do, what my goal is to do, is to kind of dig into all of these marketing strategies, everything that Hitesh talked about, everything Roger talked about, and go into greater detail in the form of a course. So we'll have a course on Facebook advertising as it pertains to DS Domination. All right, we'll have the images that you can put up there. We'll show you why images are 80% of the ad, why the text is borderline irrelevant. It's the images that are going to catch that attention when someone's talking with their aunt about how they both love kittens, right? So there's a lot of things that are going on inside the marketing realm, and we're going to expand on all of those, but all that training is going to be inside of Market Extreme. You know, because those are really where the marketers are at in the system, to be 100% honest. So there we are.
Yep.
What do you guys think?
Well, let me actually explain a couple of really quick things too. First of all the webinars from here onwards, we're going to try and do a webinar for affiliates every week, where we're going to look back over the entire week and we're going to see what kind of campaigns are getting the best results and things like that. And we're going to actually post those webinars right here in the live training. Just like we do live training for pro and elite users, we're going to be doing live webinars for affiliates, and they're all going to go here, and the next affiliate registration will be on here as well. Okay?
Yep. And understand this too, guys. One thing I just want to, and then I'll shut up. But one thing I want to just make a quick point on is that we have to be very careful what we share with our affiliates and what we share with our Market Extreme folks. It's a kind of a different conversation, if that makes sense, because we don't want to dilute Market Extreme and the value that it provides, but we also want you to be successful, and we don't know where you're at as far as training. So we want to make sure that we keep it really simple on the affiliate side, and simple sometimes limits you. So I'd get in there, and this is just me talking. I would get Market Extreme right now. That's the first thing I would do, and I would start generating those lists, generating those leads, and a lot of the things that Hitesh has talked about tonight, that Roger's talked about tonight, will make so much more sense. It's kind of like Hitesh is Mr. Miyagi, and you're the Karate Kid, and he says, just put wax on, wax off. You don't know what you're doing until the day comes and you've generated 45 leads. That's why I was doing that. Okay, so the way I look at this is, when you get into Market Extreme, go in there and just do what it says in the training. Create your pages, get some leads. Next thing you know, you're going to have a bigger income coming through, and then things will make even more sense as time goes on. But at the affiliate stage, if you're in here as an affiliate and you don't have Marketing Extreme, then we've got to be very careful what we show you, because we don't know what level you're at or what training that you've had, if that makes sense, guys. So who's with me on that? Who gets what I'm saying here?
Hey guys, I want to hop on for a second here and ask a couple questions, and I've been reading kind of the chat box. Hey Tesh, if you could remember, we have some, we put this out on Facebook, so we have some non-affiliates on here. If you can go up and show them the inactive.
I was just about to actually.
And how they do that. Well, Hitesh is showing you, if you're a non-affiliate, how to become an affiliate. There was also a question about the Market Extreme price. It's $199, and that's a one-time cost. Now, what I want to talk about is I want to bring this to reality, because I'm seeing the questions in here, and I think of the three of us, I've been doing marketing a lot longer, and I'm a lot better. I mean, reverse that. I've been doing marketing a lot less. I'm not as good as the other two on here. So I remember, I think, more distinctly the stumbling blocks, because they're more fresh wounds to me. So as I see your questions in there, I kind of feel your pains that you're going through. But I think as I take an overall scope across the board, from the brand new non-marketer to the medium level marketer, I can see a common theme. And I want to address that right now for you. Remember, this is a division between you going out and making money on eBay and putting money in your pocket, and extra money to pay your bills, and extra money to fire your boss and everything else, towards never doing anything. No more eBay questions, no more eBay postings, residual income for life, walk away income, sandy beach type money. So you're walking across a line when you become an affiliate. Now you can still go back and do that eBay and put money in your pocket, and that's certainly what I would do. I'd do both. But as you walk across that line and become an affiliate or become a marketer or something like that, there's a learning curve. And with that learning curve, you need to have direction. And the direction you need, you got to make sure that you're being steered clearly by someone whose vested interest is your vested interest, first of all. Obviously, that's us. Secondarily, you have to be steered by people that have the knowledge to steer you, and obviously these two do on the marketing side, I do on the Krispy Kreme donuts jelly filled. So I'll add to that and say, as you walk across that line, I'm going to throw this question over to Kevin and Hitesh. People coming in here with all of this stuff that they're seeing and all of these different directions they can go. Remember, some of them are working 9 to 5 and getting home, feeding the kids, everything else, and they get an hour or two to devote to the night. Alongside of their eBay listings and stuff, what targeted stepwise, besides letting them know that they have to be organized and be consistent over time, what would you see as some great steps just getting into Marketing Extreme? What is their action plan daily? What should they be looking forward to accomplishing over the coming weeks?
Yes. Beautiful. Actually, action steps and practical checklists are like the best thing to give anyone. So we're going to give that to you guys. Okay. Let me first of all just address how to be an active affiliate, because that's very important. If you're not an active affiliate, you can't actually do any of the stuff you're talking about. Be an affiliate, log into your account, and it's going to say up here affiliate status active. If it's not active, it's going to say inactive, and next to it, it's going to say click here to activate. When you click on that, it'll take you to a page that will have Kevin explaining everything about how to be an affiliate and what being an affiliate means, and you can activate that for $9.95 a month, and you'll become an active affiliate, and you'll be able to get commissions on everything. Okay, on all the products that you qualify for. Now, that video will explain all of that in great depth, in great detail. So go ahead and do that right now. You can start watching that video, and understand how this works. The other thing that I really want to talk about is, before I go into the checklist for everybody who is just starting out, for like the newbie style checklist, I'm going to talk about one very important thing, which is how to contact your downline. Okay. Now, what's happening is there's a lot of people who are starting to generate sales and they're starting to get people in the Domination, but then they have no point of contact with them. And here's what you guys need to do. Okay. All you have to do is go in here and select who you want to communicate with. And this is very, very important, because this will add like at least a 40% extra to your bottom line if you are doing this versus if you're not. So let's say that you go ahead and start running these marketing campaigns. Let's say you're doing this Facebook and Craigslist and stuff like that, or you're using Market Extreme. You're now getting some sales in, but what you'll find is there'll be people who will join, but they will never pay for anything. Okay, for whatever reason, they have not paid for anything yet, or they will join and they bought Pro, but they're really not taking action on it. So here's what I suggest you do. Always go in, and here you're going to see this option, show me the emails of downline members who have not purchased Pro. And this is going to, when you hit go, and I won't, because I don't want to accidentally give away other people's email addresses, it's going to put their email addresses here. Just copy those emails, put them in Gmail, send them an email with BCC option. I'm going to send them an email which will basically say, hey, I see that you have not yet activated your account, you've not purchased Pro. I want to know what happened with that. If you just didn't understand everything about it, make sure you watch this webinar replay, or make sure you watch this video again, or whatever, and send it to them. We've had people who have just done this, and in the same day, 3 out of their 7 people that they had who were inactive have went ahead and purchased. So that's more commissions for you, yes, but also here are now all these people who might have just forgotten that they never activated themselves, and that happens all the time. So you might want to try doing that. Also, what you should do is, on Wednesdays, when we hold a live Pro training, change this to who have purchased Pro. It'll show you a list of everybody who is a Pro member. Copy paste that and say, hey, just make sure you're on the live training tonight. We have a live training just for Pro members with Roger directly. Make sure you attend that. When they attend that, the likelihood of those people upgrading to Elite is way higher if they actually attend the Pro training. So just basically keep in touch with them. We've already built a system in here that allows you to stay in touch with these people. So make sure that you do that. Okay. Don't end your personal contact the moment they sign up. You actually need to continue your personal contact with them over a longer period of time. Okay. So I wanted to clarify that part, that we have that. Now, let's just quickly walk through the final checklist of what you guys should be doing, or what you should be expecting over the next week, and then we should close this out. I know a lot of people have to be places, and we have to make the system even better for you guys. So let's go through that. Okay, here are the checklists. Very simply, one, let me use a cleaner page so you guys are not confused with all the stuff on here. Okay, so step 1, make sure you are an affiliate. Okay, you guys know how to do that. Okay, click on status inactive. Okay, and that will make you an active affiliate. It'll walk you through the process of becoming an active affiliate. Step 2, envision your first campaign. Okay, your first campaign. And what a campaign basically means is you're going to figure out, where am I going to drive my traffic? So grab your affiliate link. Okay, and here's where you'll find your affiliate link. You'll go to affiliate, go to link and promo tools, and you're going to find your standard sales page link here, and you're going to go find your webinar recordings here, and you will find your next upcoming live webinar registration here. Okay, so if you have a list and you have people on the list, send them this link and tell them on Monday nights, tell them, hey, we have a webinar tomorrow, make sure you attend the live webinar. Okay, it's very straightforward. Grab your affiliate link. Step 3, start posting on Craigslist and Facebook. Okay, these are free for you. Step 4, if you have the budget, start with Market Extreme training and Market Extreme lead generation, or let's just call it done for you lead generation. So that way you guys aren't spending too much time doing it yourself. Okay, make sure you actually walk through the training on here as well. It'll take you maybe 2 hours maximum to basically go from where you are right now. If you have no idea of what online marketing is and offline marketing is, it'll take you from this moment to being a pretty good marketer. I mean, actually better than most of the so-called gurus out there who are teaching marketing. You can get to that point just going through Market Extreme training. Okay. Step 5, and really I should say step 4.5, because it's kind of the same thing. If you have the budget for paid marketing, okay, start with the postcards. We know they work. Okay, we know that the postcards are working really well. I don't suggest that you start with PPC marketing, either Facebook PPC, YouTube PPC, or any other PPC. I don't suggest you do that right now if you've never done it before. That is not the easiest thing to do. I would much rather suggest that you use that same money towards either paid marketing with postcards or doing Market Extreme training and lead generation there. You'll get much better results doing that than trying to just go through Facebook or Bing's PPC platform all by yourself. Okay, that's just from my experience that I have seen with a lot of other people, and I would hate to see somebody lose money on that. Okay, those are really your 4.5 steps, and the final step is make sure you set aside time on Fridays to attend the live training. Okay, those are your basic steps. Just plan on doing this over the next 7 days. Okay, so tonight your task is to really do this part. Okay, just do these two tonight. Make sure you're an active affiliate. Make sure you grab your affiliate link. Okay, then step 3 is what you're going to start doing tomorrow morning. From tomorrow morning, start posting on Craigslist and Facebook. Okay, it only needs to take you about 20 to 30 minutes a day. Okay, 20 to 30 minutes a day. And then if you have the budget for it, start your Market Extreme training and your Market Extreme done for you lead generation. This will really only take you about 2 hours one time for the training, and then no time on the lead generation. Okay, so lead generation should be basically 0 time for you guys, and it's because it's all done for you. And then explore the postcard marketing, let's say 2 days from now. So let's say that on Sunday or Monday, get some postcards ready or flyers ready. Okay, and starting maybe Tuesday or Wednesday, start your postcard campaigns, and then on the next Friday, make sure that you get here on time. Okay, so that would be the basic list of what I suggest that you guys do. Next Friday, what we're going to try and do is we'll actually try and give you some specific ads that have worked for us in solo ad side. I'm going to give you some specific PPC ads, kind of like this one. I'm going to give you some specific other examples as well. And a lot of you will get a head start on it if you just go ahead and get Market Extreme and start going with that. Okay, so anything else that you suggest, Roger?
Yeah, that's definitely a great list and definitely doable. I'll tell you what I did is I bet.
Eat donuts. Sorry, go ahead.
I bet a large portion of the people that just saw you made that list were like, okay, Craigslist, yep, I'll do the Facebook thing. Okay, I'll do the lead generation, Market Extreme. I don't want to pass out postcards. I got to get these postcards. Some of it is not just eyes closed. Some of it's a little bit of a grind. And I'll guarantee you guys, you don't know it yet, and this isn't definitely not a call for action to do this, but you guys could quit your job and come home with all the content and all the information you have and make a living. And that's actually, I was so successful. A little more into it, you know, when I left that restaurant and came home, we had about $2,000 in the bank and a subprime ninja loan mortgage, all that stuff. I mean, it just had to work. There was a day there, like 3 or 4 days in, where there was a guy that used to come in the restaurant that started doing what I was doing, and I was like, there's 2 people doing it. Oh no, I'm going to lose my house. Right? So, you know, I just went at it. And when I started marketing and learning that stuff, I just went at it. A routine would be for me. I'd be on Facebook, looking, popping, talking, poking around, reading the things, reaching out to people. I'd hop over to Craigslist, and then it would slow down from there. I'd actually do inverse Craigslist, where I'd go on to the small business ads and look for people that were looking for people, and I would just call them out of the blue as a last resort. I didn't have a lot of this marketing. I'd have the contacts with Tash or Kevin a lot of the time, and I just went and went and went and drove and drove and drove. Now, don't quit your jobs. I mean, you got to feed your families and stuff, but you're going to have to, some of you are going to have that talk with a spouse or something. Look, I want to go for it. And this is the conversation I have with my wife. I've been in some network marketing companies, and man, I go hard. I go night and day. And the last couple I was in, before I started them, I had a talk with her, and I said, well, you know, this is it, and I'm going to go real hard, and by this date, we should be all set. And one, we did very well, and one, we were doing very well, and that just didn't come to fruition. So as we were looking at the Domination, I had that talk again with my wife, and I said, it's going to be this long, this is what we're going to do. And, you know, sometimes you have to have that conversation, open conversation with your wife or spouse or something. And I don't mean to get too emotional, but this is real life, not just pushing a button and generating leads. And you guys are all individuals and you have goals. There's 18-year-old kids on here that are like, whatever, man, I just want to make some extra money. And there's 40, 50-year-old people look at the bank account, wondering how they're going to retire. So I'm speaking across the board to people. And as I do that, you should make some sacrifices and realize what's at hand here. And sacrifices aren't always economic. I mean, you don't have to pay out the Craigslist, Facebook, certainly free, but it'll be time for you. And you have to say, you know what, I've been here working 20, 30 years. I got X amount in bank accounts, not enough. So I got to do something different. I got to do something additional. I got to make that sacrifice. I got to turn off the television set. I got to do, you know, talk with my spouse about watching the kids or not watching the kids, or who can do that and stuff like that. So when you're making this list, bring it into reality too. I mean, 2 hours up on that screen there means something to you. It's not magical. It's not going to come from somewhere. You don't have 2 hours now. You got to find it. Okay, 20, 30 minutes. That might be eating your sandwich while you're on the computer at lunch at work. So just look at it and don't don't shove one thing to the side because it's more effort. This is a guy on the other line here who hasn't worked in I don't know how long. He's been working from home and raising his family. I've been working from home for 10 years, and Kevin been working from home for a long time, but he's serving us in the Air Force, and certainly in a couple of years when he gets out, he'll be working from somewhere. I don't know where, but you know, we have the skills to bring you guys home too. So back to you.
Thank you for sharing that, Roger. That's actually very, very poignant and very important. And I kind of want to make a point about this as well. We know that a lot of people teach this. This is such a psychotic thing to teach, which is if you're struggling, just put yourself in a situation, like take out more loans and put yourself in deep in debt, so you have no option but to succeed, and you'll suddenly succeed. Okay, I know people, and I know many people, you guys know many people who are apparently good marketers, right? And they're teaching this on stages, and they say that because they want you to take out more loans to buy their $1,000 coaching or $5,000 coaching or whatever. Okay, don't do that, please. If you don't have money to buy a bunch of stamps for postcards, don't do that right now. If you don't have a ton of money to spend towards different type of advertising, don't do that right now. That's why I even said don't do PPC right off the bat. Your first priority is to feed your kids, right? Or feed yourself if you don't have kids. And that's why we have it structured the way we have it. Go and do the pro, elite, drop shipping stuff, make money with that, use your income from that towards this kind of marketing. Don't just go out there and empty a bank account when you can't afford to do that, okay? Now, I'm also going to address more specifically the postcards thing, because I'm saying this right here, paid marketing with postcards, and some of you guys might misunderstand me to think that I'm saying go out and start doing bulk postcard marketing right off the bat. If you don't have the budget for it, understand that postcard marketing can be very expensive, because remember, when you're doing the bulk mailing, you have to actually buy the stamps for it too. And thanks, somebody made a comment about it, so I realized I need to clarify that. That's why I said in the beginning, use flyers, either hand them out yourself, post them locally yourself, or hire people on Fiverr for $5 and get them to post them. Like this guy will post 25 on his college campus. This guy will post something somewhere else. He will leave flyers lying around in a high volume Starbucks and so on. You can design a flyer. You can write out a flyer that's about Starbucks coffee or whatever, and you can go from there. So I want to make sure you guys understand. We want you to do things based around what your budget currently is. These steps over here, this will not cost you anything, this will not cost you anything, this will not cost you anything. At this point, it'll cost you a one-time $199 to get all the training and understand what you should be doing in the future. So just work up to that, do it in the right order. We do not want anybody to say, I only had $200, so I spent it all on Market Extreme because I trust you guys. No, don't do that. We don't need your trust as much as your family needs your trust. So make sure that you take care of them first, and then you can buy the stuff. But make sure with postcards, do the flyers first. Fiverr is great. It's like one of the best things that you can do to get proper flyers built and out there for you at very little cost. Definitely, if you're confused about how to market, you don't know what to market, you don't know anything about this kind of stuff, go get Market Extreme and use that training, provided you have the funds for it. If you don't have the funds for it, then stick with Pro and Elite, make some money, or do some Facebook and Craigslist stuff, get a few sales, and use that money to buy Market Extreme as well. Okay? So does anybody have any final questions before we close the webinar out for the night? Okay, 2 questions. We're going to answer these final 2 questions and then we'll close this, okay? One is, how do we track successful postcard campaigns? How do we track our postcard campaigns at all? It's actually very simple. Basically, you will put a specific domain name or a specific URL on your postcard, and you will be able to then see how many people came to that URL and how many people opted in from that URL. And if you're using Market Extreme, you actually have tracking built into it, and you will just have a specific campaign. Where is it? There we go. You will have a specific campaign that will be named Postcards to Houston, Texas. Okay. By the way, Houston, Texas is not a great market for postcards. So you will be able to see how many hits it generated, how many leads it generated, and so on and so forth. And your campaign will basically right here, the comment should instead say, you know, like I say, test run, test run, test run. These should instead say something like postcard campaign, October 29th to whatever location. And you have all this tracking built in for you. Okay. So again, you don't understand the stuff, that's fine. You can take your time going through the training for it. And if you have more questions, come to the next webinar, the next live training. We will discuss it in more detail, and I can give you some more examples. We were really trying to do a lot of stuff tonight, and I understand next time we should be a little more focused on a fewer things. And then this webinar will be recorded. It is being recorded. It will be posted on the live training page under the affiliate training. Okay. So hopefully that that helps all of you guys and answers all of the questions, and then we can go from there. Okay, and this will be posted in the next 24 hours. All right. So anything else to add, Roger and Kevin?
I just want to say, you know,
go ahead.
I thought that was awesome. I want to piggyback on that, what Roger said. I mean, and you know, most companies would be hoorah, hoorah, go buy everything, get out there, go buy everything, and we don't do that, guys. Number one thing is you guys getting, you know, getting everything you need to make an income with DS Domination. And you know, a lot of you guys who are in there, we've got affiliates in here earning insane amounts of money, and we have people just simply listing on eBay making insane amounts of money. So if that residual income is what you want, go for the Marketing Extreme, you know, and if it's within your budget. But it's just it's a pretty awesome system. And you guys who are in here, we're looking forward to do some Market Extreme specific training for you guys. And I'm pretty excited about that because we can kind of dial down into these marketing strategies a lot further. So awesome stuff.
And Roger, are you going to say something, Roger, or are you done? Okay, so for whatever reason, I think Kevin just said everything Roger was going to. So Roger has nothing to add, and all of you have been really awesome. Really appreciate all your questions. And next time around, bring more of your questions. We will answer more, and we will see you guys on another affiliate webinar next Friday. Okay, so see you guys then.
Learn how you can create an online income by leveraging two of the largest online stores, Amazon and eBay. Click on the link below and get started today.